Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. As I'm sure you guys are ready for, we're going to be looking at more Kulve Taroth weapons. Today's topic of discussion is the Kjarr Pipe Crusher, which is Kulve's Blast offering. We're going to compare this to a SAFI hunting horn in today's video. The SAFI horn we will be comparing is, of course, going to be the Shatter horn, as it only makes sense to compare blast to blast. With the set for SAFI, we're going to be running 2 attack awakens, 2 sharpness awakens for purple sharpness, and 1 song awaken, since I'm sure that most people won't be using the base songs for this horn. I went with attack melody 4, as it's my personal favorite for speedrunning, but you can feel free to use whatever song list you prefer, and you don't have to copy me. This set offers 100% crit during enrages, attack boost 6, peak performance, max agitator, health boost 3, and, of course, horn maestro. It comes in at a whopping 939.92 EFR with all buffs, agitator, peak, and attack up extra large song active. So now we're going to be looking at the Kjarr Pipe Crusher. We can see that despite the lower slots on this weapon, its 15% base affinity helps balance that out. What this means is we can drop 2 levels of critical eye, which allows us to fit in attack boost 7, max agitator, peak, health boost, and horn maestro. Again, with all buffs, agitator, peak, and the attack up extra large song active, this comes in at a whopping 927.7 EFR. This means that it is just a 1.32% decrease in EFR under SAFI, but it comes with critical status and 93.56% more effective status. So what this means, basically in a really simplified way, is that you'll reach the blast threshold nearly twice as fast with the Crusher. Critical status on Hunting Horn is a 40% boost to status on critical hits, which is going to happen every single time you hit a weak spot with this set. So in looking at this, it's really shaping up to be a super viable hunting horn, and it might even be the best despite the fact that it doesn't reach purple. It does have a really high raw, and its insane blast should beat SAFI in most hunts. But now we're going to take a closer look at what conditions are needed in order to beat SAFI. So like I stated before, SAFI has a 1.32% EFR increase. So looking at a monster that has about 20,000 HP, which is most of the 3-star monsters and some 4-star monsters, and is a relatively mediocre health for a master rank monster, we can say that the Kjarr Crusher would need just 1 more blast than SAFI to beat it over the course of a hunt. But how do I get that number? So let me walk you through it. Let's take a normal Elder Dragon health like Kushala, who comes in at 25,472 health in single player. If you take that and times it by 1.32%, you get 336.23, which is going to be the damage that the Crusher needs to come up with blast in order to beat out SAFI. Since each blast is 300, Crusher in this case would need 2 more blasts in order to win. So this is not impossible, and you may think that since the Crusher has 93% more effective status, that this should be easy. And this is typically the case, but not necessarily, and it's going to vary by monster. But you do have to remember that it is not the same amount of blast applied to get to the next blast threshold, and each one takes even more than the previous one to proc, so your results are going to vary by monster. All of this is really to say that, in a nutshell, the Crusher can win in many cases, but it's only going to be by a tiny bit, and in the cases where SAFI wins, again, it's only going to be by a tiny amount. In my opinion, I would say that these are basically equal, and you can use whichever you prefer. You're just going to want to remember that SAFI has more options for an interchangeable song list, so it's really up to your personal preference and which style of hunting horn you prefer to play. So once again, I just want to share my Crusher set with you guys if you'd like to try it out for yourselves. So I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. If it did help, please feel free to drop a like or subscribe if you haven't already, as it really helps me out. I wish you guys all the best, and happy hunting.